What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of reactions, reviews, and rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Coke Studio. Yes, indeed, Coke Studio Fans Feeling You. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Syed Nad-e Ali, and Syed wanted to see me react to this in his Coke Studio with a tune entitled Rung. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Coke Studio, okay? And the video has 46 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Coke Studio, Rung. Cool. Okay, I hate to say it, I'm not terribly surprised by that. Usually these Coke Studio, and the Nescafe Studios, they're usually long songs. Look, you know what I'm gonna say, okay? When it comes to long songs, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, if the song's well written, well constructed, well thought out, musicianship is good, everything sounds good, everything's pleasing to the ear, I'm not bored, if it's entertaining, then it has nothing to worry about. Nothing. It'll be just fine. On the flip side, if it's not particularly well written, not well constructed, not well thought out, not well arranged, not well composed, if the musicianship's lacking, if I'm bored, if I'm not enjoying myself, then I'm going to tear it to shreds. I am absolutely going to tear it to shreds. I've done it before on the channel, and I have absolutely no problem doing it again. So we'll have to wait and see how this one goes. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Coke Studio Season 9.
जगियो सारी रात आज रंग है रीमा रंग है री 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 मोरे खा सजन मिलावरा मोरे आंगन में सजन मिलावरा मोरे आंगन में आज रंग है री माँ रंग है री आज रंग है री माँ रंग है री रानी चढ़ी रसूल की सुरंग माला के हाथ जाका चोला रंग दियो सुधर धनवा के भाग आज रंग है हे माँ रंग हरी आज रंग है हे माँ रंग हरी आज रंग है हे माँ रंग हरी आज रंग है माँ रंग हरी रे आज रंग है माँ रंग हरी अरे आज रंग है माँ रंग हरी मेरे महबूब के घर एरी सखीरी मेरे महबूब के घर एरी सखीरी मेरे महबूब के घर एरी सखीरी मेरे महबूब के घर रंग हरी आज रंग है हे माँ रंग हरी आज रंग है हे माँ रंग हरी मोहे पीर पायो निजामो दीन रालिया 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 मोहे पीर पायो साबिर अलावा दीन रालिया मोहे पीर पायो दीन रालिया मोहे पीर पायो निजामो दीन रालिया निजामो दीन रालिया अलावा दीन आलिया निजामो दीन रालिया अलावा दीन आलिया निजामो दीन रालिया अलावा दीन आलिया मैं तो जब देखूं मोरे संग है री माँ रंग है रिया मैं तो जब देखूं मोरे संग है री माँ रंग है रिया मैं तो जब देखूं मोरे संग है री माँ रंग है री आज रंग है री माँ रंग है री देश बदेश में ढूंढ फिरी हूँ देश बदेश में ढूंढ फिरी हूँ अरे देश बदेश में ढूंढ फिरी हूँ तोरा रंग मन भायो निजामुद्दीन तोरा रंग मन भायो निजामुद्दीन तोरा रंग मन भायो निजामुद्दीन तोरा रंग मन भायो मैं तोरा रंग मन भायो मैं तोरा रंग मन भायो मैं तोरा रंग अरे तोरा रंग मन भायो मैं तोरा रंग फुलड़ी कुमार मैं तो ऐसो रंग हो महबूबे इलाही मैं तो ऐसो रंग हो महबूबे इलाही मैं तो ऐसो रंग हो महबूबे खुसरो सुहाग की सुम जागी पी के संग
Okay. I think I get it. So the name of the song is Rung. Now, for most people, that means like the past tense of a ringing of a bell. It also could stand for like the rungs of a ladder. You know, when you're climbing a ladder, you have the rungs that you climb up. that's if that is where we're going here, I get it. We started at a certain tempo, and throughout the past 6 minutes and 11 seconds, we have increased. We have moved up in tempo. We've never moved down. We have never decelerated. We have only accelerated. So we have moved up in tempo 5 different times, like you're moving up the rungs of a ladder. And it's not even, and the thing is, it's not even subtle. I mean, it's very obvious. Whenever we increase the tempo, it goes up and it stops. And we stay here for a while. Then it goes up again and it stops. And then it goes up again and it stops. And then it goes up again and it stops. And we've done that 5 times. It's clever to do that with a song called Rung, as long as that's what it's the name of the song is, that's what's making reference to, I like the rungs of a ladder. It's clever. Sure, I'll give it that. But looking at the song, though, looking at the chordal progressions, looking at the notation, we are literally vamping the entire song. There has not been a single chordal change. There has not been a progression change. There has not been any type of change in phrasing. It has literally been the same 4 measures over and over and over and over and over.
4 to 6 days later.
And over 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 and over. Yes, we're getting faster in steps, but the pattern, the notational patterns, the chordal progressions, the rhythmic patterns, they're not changing at all.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
I hate to say it, folks, but I am bored out of my mind. I am not enjoying this. The first time they sped up, I kind of smiled and went, "Oh, okay, that's kind of cool." Then they did it again, and I was like, "Oh, they're doing it again." And then the third time they sped up, I was like, "Okay, I think I know what they're doing now. I think I get what they're trying to convey." The only thing that is varying at all in this entire performance are the vocals from the 2 lead vocalists. They're it. That's all there is. And look, I'm not taking anything away from them. I mean, they're fine vocalists. They're showing off a great range of techniques, traditional vocal techniques for their region. But if I'm being honest, that's all they're doing. That's it. Not even a change in notation, really. I mean, they're hovering around the Hindu scale, of 1, flat 2, major 3, 4, 5, flat 6, major 7, 8. That's Hindu. That's a Hindu scale. They're really kind of floating around that scale in 1 octave. That's it. I mean, well, technically, no. Technically, it's 2 octaves. So, we'll say, I'm not saying this is the case, but you got your the middle C, sure. And you're working your vocal range between 1 octave below that middle C and 1 octave above that middle C. That's all it really is, following that Hindu scale. It gets old after a while, and we're at the 6 minute and 11 second mark, and I'm bored out of my mind. And we got another 5 minutes and 47 seconds to go. To say that I'm not looking forward to it is a gross understatement. I'm not looking forward to the next 5 3/4 minutes at all. I cannot. I'm sorry, folks, but I cannot wait for this to be over. This is doing absolutely nothing for me. I'm sure I'm sure there are people out there who love this, and this is their jam. You know, this is their jam. This is what they listen to every single day on their way to work. And you know what? Bless those people. You know, if they genuinely love this, more power to them. Okay, I have no problem with that. I'm not criticizing those people. They like what they like, and they're gonna listen to what they're gonna listen to. I am just not one of those people. I'm sorry. I'm not, and to be perfectly honest with you folks, I never will be. It's not my bag. It's not my jam. It's not blowing my skirt up. So, anyway, let's get back into this and let's get this over with, shall we?
मथुरा देखा, पूरब देखा, पश्चिम देखा, उत्तर देखा, दक्षिण देखा, उत्तर देखा, दक्षिण देखा, पर तो सा ना कोई रंग देखा रे। मैं तो ऐसो रंग ओ महबूबे दिलाली, मैं तो ऐसो रंग ओ महबूबे
Speeding up a little bit.
हरवा रस बूंदा बरसे, बेहरवा रस बूंदा बरसे, आहे बूंदा बरसे, रस बूंदा बरसे, बूंदा बरसे, रस बूंदा बरसे। खाजगान के दरबारन में, खाजगान के दरबारन में, आहे राज देखो घन गरजे, राज देखो घन गरजे, आज देखो घन गरजे। रस बूंदा बरसे, बेहरवा रस बूंदा बरसे। खाजा फरीदुद्दीन रौलिया, कुतुबुद्दीन रौलिया, खाजा मुईनुद्दीन रौलिया, खाजा कुतुबुद्दीन रौलिया, खाजा मुईनुद्दीन रौलिया, खाजा कुतुबुद्दीन रौलिया, खाजा निजामुद्दीन, खाजा नसीरुद्दीन, खाजा निजामुद्दीन, खाजा नसीरुद्दीन। आज शोहरा निजाम नसीरुद्दीन का लाल महबूब बना, लाल महबूब बना, लाल महबूब बना, लाल महबूब बना, लाल महबूब बना। निजामुद्दीन रौलिया जग उजियारो, निजामुद्दीन रौलिया जग उजियारो, निजामुद्दीन रौलिया जग उजियारो, निजामुद्दीन रौलिया जग उजियारो, जगत उजियारो, जगत उजियारो, जग उजियारो, जगत उजियारो, जग उजियारो, जगत उजियारो, जग उजियारो, जगत उजियारो, जग दिन रोलिया जगू जियारो जमो दिन रोलिया जगू जियारो जगत जियारो जगू जियारो जगत जियारो तो जो मांगे बरसत है री मां रंग है रिया है वो तो जो मांगे बरसत है री मां रंग है री आज रंग है
Oh boy. Oh. This is it, this is not going to be good. I'm just warning you all, folks. I am trying my best to find as much positive as I can out of this, but folks, I gotta be honest with you, it's not looking good. I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna try every trick in the book. I'm gonna scrape the bottom of the barrel. I'm gonna take the slats off of the barrel. I'm gonna take the barrel completely apart, and I'm gonna take each and every slat from that barrel, and I'm going to wring it out like a towel to get every drop of goodness that I possibly can out of this. But folks, for those of you who are expecting a 9, you have got to be kidding me. For those of you that are expecting a 7 or an 8, there's absolutely no chance. For those of you expecting a 6, it's just not going to happen. And to be honest with you, folks, for those of you just, thinking maybe a 5, I don't see it. I really don't. This is going to be in the negatives. I can promise you. And I have my reasons. Now, I don't know how far in the negatives it's going to be. I don't know that part. But I know it's going to be in the negatives. So, like I said, I'm going to do everything I can to keep the score as high as possible, but I don't have a whole lot of hope. So, let me try. I'm gonna do my best here. Let me try, get the score as high as I can. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Coke Studio with a tune called Rung. This was a request from Syed Nadi Ali. Yeah, Coke Studio and Nescafe Studio, they're both very hit and miss. There have been a couple. There have been a couple that I've actually enjoyed, and I actually really did like listening to them. But there have been also a few that have just not really done anything for me. And if I'm being honest, I think this might be the worst one. I have a score, and actually a little bit higher than I thought it was going to be. Let's just get to the score, and let's just get this over with, I guess. I don't have a nice way of saying it. I mean, this is, I mean, I'm going to try not to massacre it, but I mean, it's bad. It is bad, folks. I mean, I'm sorry, but it is. Let's just get to it. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's bad, but it's not hopeless. I'm going to give that a 3.3. Yeah, 3.3. Look, I don't take any pleasure in giving low scores, okay? I really don't. But when I give when I get a score that deserves a low score, I'm going to give it, okay? And I'm gonna make it very obvious that it deserves it. And this song absolutely deserves a 3.3 without question. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 3.3. What does that mean? Well, a 3, it's bad, but it's not as bad as you might think. A 3.3 would equate out to a pretty bad scale rating because, honestly, this was a pretty bad song. It would also get 2 out of 5 stars and a D as in dog, D letter grade. So there you go, a 3.3, pretty bad scale rating, 2 out of 5 stars, and a D as in dog, D letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? It was not easy. Look, when it comes to the evaluation and the reviewing and the scoring, I do everything I can to stay objective and keep personal feelings out. And it wasn't easy, but I managed to do it because I'm going to be honest with you folks, if I did let personal feelings into this, we would be down in the ones. Probably low ones, if I'm being honest. Instead of a 3.3, we would honestly be looking at probably a 1.3, maybe 1.2. That sounds about right for how I personally feel about this song. But looking at it objectively, it's not a completely lost cause, okay? Don't get me wrong, it's still pretty bad. This song went absolutely nowhere. It vamped on the exact same 4 bars for almost 12 minutes, okay? This song had no growth. This song had no evolution. This song had no development. Other than one of its saving graces, being creative with increasing the tempo. Like I said during the reaction, the name of the song is Rung. Now, that could be a reference to the rungs of a ladder, climbing up the ladder. And that increase in tempo could be a step up the ladder, and then we stay there for a little bit. And then we increase the tempo again, and we go to the next rung. Boom, and now we're here. And we stay there for a little bit. And then we increase the tempo again to the next step on the ladder. Here's the problem with that, though. That only happened for about the first half of the song, where you had the increases in tempo. Once we got to about, I think it was about the 7-minute mark. Once we got to that 7-minute mark, that didn't happen anymore. We stayed on the same tempo from there on out. So the song lost its own gimmick. The song lost its own theme. The song lost its own identity, because now it's just coasting. Even though the song is called Rung, and for the first half we went on these plateaus of increasing tempo, but then the second half, nothing except the vamping. Guys, I don't care who you are, there is something to be said about the stagnicity of that. It got stagnant. I mean, you guys have heard of the doldrums, right? Where you're on a sailing vessel and the wind just disappears and your ship literally sits there on the ocean and does not move for hours, days, weeks, however long it takes for suddenly the winds decide to kick up and the ship can continue on its way. This hit the doldrums, like I said, about the 7-minute mark. It hit the doldrums and it did not move at all. Nothing. So there's that. Chordally, no difference at all. No phrasing at all. I'm not even sure if it was I'm not even sure if it was the same 4 measures. It might have been just the same 2 measures. It might have been. That sounds about right. I'm giving it 4 measures just out of a courtesy, I guess. Giving them the benefit of the doubt. But it just didn't, there was no change in notation in the instrumentation, no change in chordal progression in the instrumentation, no change in rhythmic play other than the percussionist. He was doing some really cool things with his fills. But everybody else, keyboard, bass, the drum set, actually, I don't think there was any drums other than the percussionist. But all of the melodic instruments, they didn't change. Not one bit. And you know it's bad. You know it's bad when the musicians who are in the recording session are looking like they're falling asleep. I don't know if you all saw that one shot of the bass player. The bass player was sitting in his chair, reclined back, feet up on the chair in front of him, knees bent, and he's just playing the bass like this. He is the definition of what I felt through this entire song. He looked like he was about to fall asleep, and he's recording. I mean, what does that say? I felt bad for those musicians. I really did. They must have been absolutely bored out of their minds, just playing the exact same thing for 12 minutes. Now, here comes my second part of the argument. It would be one thing if this song went on for 4.5 minutes to 5 minutes. That'd be one thing. Hell, even if this song went on for 6 minutes, I could stomach it a lot more than I'm stomaching it right now. If we were at about the 6 minute mark, honestly, I could see grounds for us being up in the 5s. I could. But we dragged this out for almost 12 minutes. I know this is going to sound cruel, but I want you to equate this song out to torture, okay? And I'm going to give you just a gnarly form of torture, okay? I want you to imagine that you are hanging upside down, and there is a cauldron of a mixture of salt water, vinegar, and iodine, and rubbing alcohol. And they're all in this cauldron, and it's boiling. Okay? It's just a nice rolling boil. All right? And you're being hung upside down by fish hooks going through each and every single one of your toenails. Gravity is going to eventually work its way through. You'll be hanging fine for about the first, 30 minutes before you start to lose your toenails. And it's going to start with one. And then another one comes out. And then another one comes out. Eventually, they're all going to come out, and you're going to go plummeting into that cauldron of boiling iodine, rubbing alcohol, salt water, and vinegar with no toenails. They've been ripped out. And all that exposed skin and exposed nerves are going to touch that boiling concoction. Okay? Now, would you like to stay in that concoction for 4 minutes? Or would you like to stay in that concoction for 12 minutes? Which one would you rather do? Personally, if I have to take one or the other, I don't have a choice. I have to do either 4 minutes or 12 minutes. I have to do one. I don't get to take the back door out of this and go, I take option C. No, there is no option C. There's no escape clause. There's no legal loophole. It's one or the other. Your life depends on it. Okay? Would you rather be tortured for 4 minutes, or would you rather be tortured for 12 minutes? Personally, I don't know about the rest of you guys, and call me crazy if you want to, but I'll take the 4 minutes. Thank you very much. Forget 12, but you guys see my point? If this song had been 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes, Hell, even 6 minutes, it would not have been as bad. Okay, but 12 minutes of this, it is a very hard pill to swallow. The only thing that really made this interesting, there were 2 factors. Well, technically 3 factors. The acceleration, we talked about that already. That was interesting. It was, if nothing else, it was good for a chuckle. The percussionist, I did dig on what he was doing, demonstrating some really good rhythmic selections, some good rhythmic patterns. He really understands how to play that instrument, and it sounded just fine. I had no problem with him, okay? The other thing that made this interesting was the vocals, to an extent. Both vocalists, more so the guy sitting on the, if you're facing the screen, the guy that was on your left, he was showing off a little more vocal technique than the other guy. And I know we've seen him on the channel before on Coke Studio. They were showing off some good technique, okay, from their, showing off regional techniques from their country, and they were demonstrating them well, okay, absolutely, and they were executing them well. But that's only going to take you so far, especially when you're working in a 2-octave range, and that's it, just 2 octaves, with no change in chordal progression, no change in notation musically to carry them over to the next phrase. It was just the same phrasing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And all they did was put, their vocal talents to work over that vamping. There's only so much you can do. I mean, you're going to be in a Hindu scale, right? Okay, we already talked about that. And it's going to not have any other variety other than that Hindu scale. Now, if we had changed key and they had changed their mode from a Hindu scale to, I don't know, maybe pentatonic, that might have been nice. Or just go to Aeolian. How about we just go in minor? Just a straight minor key. We could have done that. Hell, I would have taken Mixolydian or Phrygian. Sure, why not? Something else other than Hindu. Over and over and over and over within a 2-octave range for 12 minutes. It doesn't matter how good the technique is. It's going to get stale. And honestly, after about the 4-minute mark, I was done. I was absolutely done with the vocals. I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to sit here and wait for them to do something else. I'm going to wait here patiently for them to shift gears and let's try another direction. Let's do something different. And we didn't. Fine technique, yes, but like I said, only going to get you so far. Luckily, you take these 3 factors and you pull this kicking and screaming up into the 3s. It's the low 3s, but it's still the 3s. So, could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. But, still pretty bad. Which is why I'm giving it the pretty bad scale rating of 3.3. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So, let's wrap everything up here in the shiniest, prettiest bow we can possibly find. We have a 3.3, which is a pretty bad scale rating, 2 out of 5 stars, and a D as in dog, D letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.